Salesforce has now officially assigned a code to the Salesforce Certified OmniStudio Developer certification. That code is Plat-Dev-210. In this video, brought to you by CertsHero, we'll cover the latest updates, the exam details, and yes, we'll also practice some highly critical MCQs to get you fully prepared. First, let's talk about the certification update. Salesforce is moving all of its exams from Web Assessor to the new Trailhead Academy platform powered by Pearson VUE. This change will take effect from July 21st, 2025. From then on, you'll register, schedule, and manage everything directly through Trailhead Academy. Now let's dive into the exam details for Plat-Dev-210. The exam consists of 60 scored questions plus up to 5 unscored ones. The format is multiple choice and multiple select. You'll have a total of 105 minutes to complete it, and you'll need a passing score of 67%. The registration fee is $200. This exam is designed to validate your ability to configure and implement real-world solutions using Salesforce OmniStudio. Here is how the exam outline is distributed by percentage. FlexCards accounts are 15%. OmniScripts make up 20%. Integration procedures cover 17%. DataRaptors are another 20%. Calculation procedures and matrices count for 8%. And finally, integrated troubleshooting and deployment carry the largest weight at 20%. These domains highlight the exact skills Salesforce expects you to master, so focus your preparation around them. And finally, if you want to practice with real exam-style questions.
Question 1. You need a homepage FlexCard that shows an account summary plus related contacts and recent cases. The card must minimize client round trips and aggregate data from multiple sources. What is the best data source strategy? A. Bind the FlexCard directly to multiple DataRaptor extract actions on the client. B. Use an integration procedure as the FlexCard data source and enable server-side caching. C. Write SOQL queries inside the FlexCard JSON and merge the results at runtime. The correct answer is B. Use an integration procedure as the FlexCard data source and enable server-side caching. Let's break down why. An integration procedure orchestrates multiple extracts and aggregates server-side, reducing client calls. Caching further improves performance for homepage use. Moving on to our next question. An OmniScript must create a case and then attach a note in the same flow, rolling back both if the note insert fails. What should you use? A. 2 DataRaptor loads called sequentially from the OmniScript. B. A single integration procedure that performs the transactions with atomic orchestration. C. A set values element followed by a save for later step. The correct answer is B. A single integration procedure that performs the transactions with atomic orchestration. The reasoning here is that you use an integration procedure to coordinate multi-object operations and control error handling for atomic behavior. DataRaptor load alone doesn't guarantee orchestration or rollback. All right, question number 3. You want to reuse a common address capture step across 5 OmniScripts. What is the recommended approach? A. Copy and paste the elements into each OmniScript. B. Create a child OmniScript and reference it as a reusable component. C. Place the fields in a FlexCard and embed it into the OmniScript. The correct answer is B. Create a child OmniScript and reference it as a reusable component. Here's why that's the correct choice. Sub-OmniScripts, also known as child OmniScripts, promote reuse and consistency across flows without duplication. Let's move on to question 4. An integration procedure calls 2 external APIs, merges results, and returns only specific fields to the FlexCard. Which feature should you use to shape the final payload without extra client logic? A. Response actions and response mapping in the integration procedure. B. Client-side JavaScript to filter fields after rendering. C. Multiple DataRaptor transforms chain on the client. The correct answer is A. Response actions and response mapping in the integration procedure. Let's understand the logic behind this answer. Response actions and mapping shape and trim the final output server-side so the client receives only the needed fields. Here's the next question. A frequently used integration procedure experiences latency from repeated identical requests. What should you configure first to improve performance? A. Add a retry loop in the FlexCard. B. Enable server-side caching on the integration procedure with an appropriate key. C. Split the integration procedure into multiple smaller OmniScripts. The correct answer is also B. Enable server-side caching on the integration procedure with an appropriate key. The thinking behind this answer is server-side caching in the integration procedure reduces redundant processing for identical requests and is the primary performance lever.
Moving on to question 6, you must extract a single S-object record and a few direct child fields with maximum speed. Which DataRaptor feature is most appropriate? A. Standard DataRaptor extract with relationship queries disabled. B. Turbo extract for a single object high-performance query. C. DataRaptor transform followed by a load. The correct answer is B, turbo extract for a single object high-performance query. Let's explore the reasoning. Turbo extract is optimized for single object reads and avoids overhead, delivering faster performance than a standard extract. All right, here is question 7. A DataRaptor load must upsert contact records using an external ID and also set the related account via account ID. What is the correct mapping approach? A. Map external ID to ID and omit account ID to let Salesforce infer it. B. Map the external ID field for upsert and map account ID explicitly from the input data. C. Use transform to calculate IDs on this client before load. The correct answer is B. Map the external ID fields for upsert and map account ID explicitly from the input data. The key insight here is that for an upsert, you map the external ID field to match records. Related fields like account ID must be provided explicitly in the load mapping. Let's proceed to question 8. A rate table changes over time and you must return the correct rate based on an effective date. Which calculation matrix type should you use? A. Standard matrix without versions. B. Row-versioned effective dated matrix. C. A DataRaptor extract with a client-side date filtering. The correct answer is B, row-versioned effective dated matrix. Let's look at why. Row-versioned matrices support effective dating so the calculation procedure can return rates valid for a given date. Moving on to question 9. You need to migrate OmniStudio components like FlexCards, OmniScripts, and integration procedures from sandbox to production with version integrity. What is the recommended deployment approach? A. Manually recreate each component in production. B. Use OmniStudio data packs, for example, IDX Workbench or Velocity Build, to promote components. C. Export JSON from the browser and paste into production. The correct answer is B. Use OmniStudio data packs, for example, IDX Workbench or Velocity Build, to promote components. To understand this better, consider that data packs provides metadata, versions, and dependencies for reliable promotion across orgs. And finally, our last question, number 10. A FlexCard sometimes shows incomplete data during testing. Which tool or feature should you use first to isolate server versus client issues? A. Enable integration procedure debug and check step-level responses. B. Disable caching and refresh repeatedly in the browser. C. Add random delays in the FlexCard to wait for data.
The correct answer is A. Enable integration procedure debug and check step-level responses. Here's the breakdown. The integration procedure debugger reveals data at each step, helping you determine if the issue is in the server orchestration or the client rendering.